Would you like to know about the various architect careers? The technical architect, the solution architect, the cloud architect, and the enterprise architect? If so, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Michael Gibbs, and I'm the founder and CEO of GoCloud Careers, an organization that's truly dedicated towards building the most high-performance cloud computing careers. Personally, I've been working in technology now for about 25 years, and I've been helping others get their first tech job or get promoted in tech for more than 2 decades. And I want to help you get cloud hired or cloud promoted. In today's video, we're going to be speaking with Elonzo Coleman from my team and me. And Elonzo is going to be interviewing me on the various architecture positions, and here's the reason I'm doing it. There's a lot of confusion between these architect roles, and so many people desire their first solution architect job, or their first cloud architect job, or their first enterprise architect job, and they're so confused they don't know what to study, what to learn, because they truly don't understand the role. So in this video, we're going to clarify all these roles so you can know exactly what you need to learn so you can build your best cloud computing career.
Hello, everyone. This is Elonzo Coleman again of GoCloud Careers, and with me is Michael Gibbs, CEO and founder of GoCloud Careers. And today we are going to talk about the different varying types of what an architect is. Mike, could you share a little bit of information about your background, and then we'll get right into the different versions of what a cloud architect is?
Absolutely, Elonzo. I've been an architect now for approximately 25 years. I started off as a technical architect, then ultimately worked as more of a solution architect kind of role, and then moved into enterprise architecture roles. And obviously I've done cloud architecture along the way. So I've fulfilled and had every one of these roles. I've loved them all, but they're very different.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, what we want to talk about, everyone, is that there are so many different facets of an architect. And what we're going to do is break down the different variations of what they are. So, Mike, we'd like to find out first, what is a technical architect?
Great question, Elonzo. And a technical architect really isn't an architect at all. It's really an engineer. And what happens with a technical architect is you have an engineer that's really great. And unfortunately, engineering careers and salaries really peak before they really need to. So when you have an engineer that you truly love, that's super competent or has a great personality, and they want to stay in engineering, you make them a technical architect. And they still do all these engineering things. They're still hands-on technology professionals. And they get a little bit involved in, say, post-sales design or even pre-sales design, but they are techies. And their focus is on the technology. They're deeply technical people. They may actually touch the technology, code it, configure it, build it. It's really more of an engineer role, but it's called an architect. It is a technical architect. It isn't like any of the other architect roles, but it is an architect role, and it's a great place for someone that's a deep technology professional, like a deep cloud engineer or a really strong network engineer, and they want to kind of dabble in architecture without going to the business executive side. This is the role for them.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So we have that first step. So what would you define, or how would you define a solutions architect?
Great question, Elonzo. And I've been a solution architect, and I don't love the term solutions architect, and here's the reason. It really means you're just designing, presenting, and selling a solution, but it's not very definitive. For example, when I went to the flooring store to get new tiles for my house, it was a solution architect that determined what my flooring needed. I went to a mobile phone store, and a solution architect was selling me my cell phones. So the solution architect is a term that's got a lot of confusion, and it varies by industry. But as a rule, a solution architect does the following. They design a solution to solve a customer's business problem with a single vendor's technology. So, for example, if I'm an AWS solution architect, I meet with clients, I ask them about their business goals, their business pain points, their business challenges, and I try to design my solution on all AWS stuff, or at least AWS things and AWS partner things. That's really what a solution architect does. It is a real architect position. It is usually a pre-sales position where we do the same design, present, and sell as we do with all other things, but it's typically focused on a single vendor. Now, sure, a solution architect at AWS will deal with customers that have connections to Azure or Google. Sure. But they design, present, and sell AWS solutions. A solution architect at NVIDIA designs, presents, and sells NVIDIA solutions. A solutions architect at Cisco designs, presents, and sells Cisco solutions. Great job. Now, I don't love the term because it could be anything, because you can be working in a software company where you're designing, presenting, and selling software. You can be working at a network company where you're designing, presenting, and selling networking. or a cloud company where you're designing, presenting, and selling that networking. So I don't love the term solution architect, but it's very common. It's a great job. Many of my students get solution architect roles almost every day. They love it. I had it. I absolutely loved it, but it's single vendor, and that's really the main key point.
I see. Okay. So what you're saying is that it's just a wide spectrum, wide brush application of a title that could be representative of any industry. But when it reflects into the cloud industry itself, it is more proprietary in its title based on whatever cloud solution provider is out there.
Exactly.
So, okay. So, but I'm wondering, is there another position that provides a agnostic version of what a solution architect is?
Absolutely, and that's called the cloud architect. Now we have to be careful because AWS calls a cloud architect. It's more of it's a hybrid engineer architect role, and they have solution architects. But generally speaking, the cloud architect is someone that designs, presents, and sells across a variety of platforms.
Okay.
So I'm more of a cloud architect than an enterprise architect. But when I design a cloud solution, I will never put all my eggs in a single basket, and nobody should. So I might meet with my customer and say, that data center you have is pretty good. Let's turn that into an OpenStack cloud or a Nutanix cloud. Now let's connect you to AWS and Azure, and that way if any of the clouds go down, guess what? You're still available. So by being a cloud architect, we get the following. Much higher availability systems by using multiple clouds. Additionally, we get access to different technologies that different cloud providers may be better with. For example, if we look at Google, they're the world's leader in algorithms. Number one search engine, number two search engine. So if I was going to design a machine learning solution, I might be looking to Google. Look, AWS has good machine learning, so does Microsoft, but Google, that's their world, and it has been for decades. Algorithms. So a cloud architect is going to say, wow, let's put this on Google, let's put these two things on AWS and Azure, let's build a Nutanix cloud. It's an end-to-end solution designer, and because it's a rarer skill to find, it's typically paid a little more than a solution architect. Now we've got an end-to-end solution provider across multiple clouds.
I see. Okay. So it goes beyond just one particular focus on a cloud service provider, but provides a industry-wide set of solutions for any client that needs them. Okay.
Yes. And like the cloud architect and solution architect, this is about a 50% business, 50% tech job. But solution architect, I work for a single vendor, sell a single vendor solution. Cloud architect, I work with multiple vendors.
Oh, I see. Okay. So with that being said, once a particular professional is able to understand all the varying solutions that a client has, is there a higher or more another step in the evolution of what a cloud architect can be?
There's another kind of architect. I don't want to say it's higher, it's different.
Okay.
Because see, all these architect positions are all great. It's really what's going to make you happiest in your life. Where I'm happiest is in the enterprise architect role.
Okay.
In the enterprise architect role, then look, it does pay more. It's a higher, more executive position. And here's the thing. If the cloud architect and solution architect are 50-50 business and technical, the enterprise architect is 80 to 100% business. And what happens is this is usually a director or VP level position.
Okay.
And here we're spending our time with the C level and all the department heads, and we're truly figuring out what's going wrong in the business. And from there, we're designing more enterprisey solutions. Now, we may need to hire some cloud architects to help us along the way, because we're really like that liaison. We're that hybrid between the pure executive team and, say, the cloud architect. And this is where I like to play, where I get to do all my business work, where I get to look at a little bit of business process re-engineering. It's kind of a hybrid between a management consultant and the cloud architect.
Okay.
And that's why I love this role. And a lot of management consultants also like this role because it's really a management consulting role. How do we really, really optimize that business? So this person, typically is your MBA type, lots of business acumen, lots of executive presence, even more than the other two. A known thought leader, but it's really a business position. So technical architect, 80 to 90% tech. Solution architect, 50-50. Enterprise architect, 80 to 100% business. In some cases, no tech. In some cases, a little tech. So that's kind of your differences between the architectures. But I want to make it clear, there is no better or worse. They're different. Now, there's different salaries. I mean, the enterprise architects obviously pay the most, followed by the cloud architects, followed by the solution architects, followed by the technical architects. But We got to do what makes us happy. In my youth, I had that technical architect role, Alonzo. I loved it. I got to do stuff with BGP and PIM multicast that I can't even describe. As I got a little older, my transition was a solution architect. Well, I enjoyed that. And then I got into these big enterprise architect things, and that was where the fun came for me because I love business. But it's all about what makes the person happy. And all of these careers are absolutely wonderful.
Wonderful, Mike. Yeah, you really broke it down for us and everyone that's listening. I want to say thank you so much. You really talked about the technical architect, the solutions architect, the cloud architect, and finally the enterprise architect. Everyone, I hope you all enjoyed our show with CEO and founder Mike Gibbs of Go Cloud Careers and myself, Elonzo Coleman. We're looking forward to sharing more content with you, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care.
Thank you for watching this video on the types of architects: technical architects, solution architects, cloud architects, and enterprise architects. In order to help you build your best cloud computing career, we do several things for you completely free. Every Thursday, we have our completely free How to Get Your First Cloud Architect Job webinar. And on this webinar, we will tell you everything you need to know to get that first cloud architect job. And if you're trying to build your cloud computing career, whether it's a solution architect career, a cloud architect career, enterprise architect career, a cloud engineer career, you can join me completely free on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I will answer any cloud computing career questions you have to help you get cloud hired, cloud promoted as fast as possible, and build your best cloud computing career. I look forward to seeing you in another video very soon.